Everyone, this is Travis, and I am presenting AI Opportunity or Threat for you guys today. Everybody has undoubtedly heard about the evolution of ChatGPT and several other image generation tools on the internet. These new technologies are rapidly evolving. They are changing the landscape in which we function. In the very early days of computers, we all thought that they would maybe take some of our jobs, and as the evolution of robotics continued, it eventually moved into our factories. However, today, AI has almost become transparent in some of our lives. Many of us use things like Siri and Alexa for voice recognition. And these things, such as asking for a recipe or asking to turn on a light, naturally become part of our daily regimen. Some of these technologies are evolving at a rapid pace, and our current structures need to be adapted to be able to mitigate the threat that this AI technology poses in our new world. How does artificial intelligence impact somebody like a writer or a painter or another creative whose life depends upon the money that they make as a proceed from their work? And what does this mean for our world moving forward? Today, it's hard to imagine a world that's not artificially enhanced in some way. As I mentioned earlier, we use Siri and Alexa to do things like turning on the lights, setting the mood music, controlling our curtains, and other technology. Microchips are in everything today, and as we grow as a society, we are going to become more reliant upon these technologies. But where does it line start to blur when we start talking about creative works of art? If you look at some of the image generation tools, they often use art from some of the world's most famous art collections to create its images. It also uses images from things like Facebook and other social media sites that have been posted to create what becomes a quote original. Now, who owns the copyright for this new work? Is it a computer that owns the copyright, or is it the person that originally created the image that really owns the copyright? There are current problems that have already occurred. In regarding artificial intelligence, our image generation systems currently use a vast database of scanned images, videos, and other texts. All of those are currently subject to copyright laws. If I were to copy those works and blatantly plagiarize them, the original author may have a claim against me in court. Now, when it comes to changing the laws, it's very difficult for our current lawmakers to understand not only how this technology works, but how it really impacts us in our daily lives. And most of the laws that are currently on the books are from a time long before our current technology was on the market. And as the technology continues to rapidly evolve, we need to figure out how we are going to regulate it. What is fair use? And if I'm using something that's, let's say, an original work, and I modify it, doesn't it become its own original work? I've included the painting on the right as an example. I recently purchased this painting, and I have submitted this painting to another artist to modify it. Who owns the finished creative work? Is it the original artist that painted the painting, or is it the artist that painted the modified painting? Does it matter that I'm actually the one that physically purchased this art and had it modified to my taste? All of these implications and considerations are very important. In a recent case, Narado vs. Slater, a photographer actually had his camera stolen by a monkey. When his photo actually appeared in a nature magazine, he was sued on behalf of the monkey because the monkey was actually the person who created the photo and that monkey did not receive credit for the photo. This case raises lots of different considerations such as are monkeys people, are monkeys photographers, and why did this photographer not keep better track of his camera? There's also been additional cases involving the theft of books and copyrighted materials. For example, Google, a very large and well-known company, was recently sued for scanning all of the books in libraries from around the world. This particular function could be considered a public service because if you go to the library, you can still read those same books for no charge. However, when Google has published them on the internet, the original authors did not get compensation for the use of their copyrighted material. Now, how does this impact you and me? If we're going to continue to build AI on a massive level, we need to consider a massive amount of data. All of this data belongs to someone. And when the computer processes this data and creates a new original work, somebody will own the copyright. This is surely going to be a subject of many legal debates in the coming future. Another problem that we have is a total lack of understanding. Most people don't understand technology. As a person with 20 years of experience in the industry, I can tell you that many people just lack a basic understanding of how technology works. And most of the people that are in the industry even have a hard time keeping up with the day-to-day changes. Our technology evolves at such a rapid pace today, and the laws are not keeping pace with those changes. Additionally, the companies that stand to benefit from these rapid evolutions of technology are the ones that employ massive armies of personal attorneys and corporate attorneys to be able to make sure that they stand on top. If they're not able to get the law on their side, they're also able to buy companies that have technology that they like. The use of artificial intelligence is going to be a problem for higher education and other workplaces that involve creative work. What if I use AI to do all my homework? What if I use my AI to supplement my current work at my job? Who really owns the byproduct of a computer-generated work? And what is the creative portion of that work? And what actually would be plagiarism at that point? And if we have traditional systems to be able to detect the use of copyrighted material, how does that impact our new language models? And how are we going to place limitations on this technology while not hampering the development of new innovative things that could make our world a better place? What is going to happen when our world is literally being ran by a computer? For years, I've worried about how technology was going to take our jobs. If you've ever seen the movie Terminator, you'll know that there's always a possible threat that technology can outpace the people that have wrote the technology. There's certain rules and different principles that the people that have been involved in developing this technology have agreed to follow, and they have, for the most part, limited some of these doomsday type scenarios from occurring. However, eventually, the technology is going to quickly outpace the controls that have been placed on it. We need to develop an understanding of how this technology works, and we also need to understand how we can utilize this technology at the same time that we are not limiting its development. I want to say thank you to everybody for participating in this discussion. I hope that you're intrigued by the future, and I'm looking forward to all the new advancements in technology to come. Thank you and have a wonderful day.